Welcome back. Now, the global craft spirits market is expected to be worth more than $80 billion by 2025. Whisky is the largest product segment of the global industry, owing to surging demand for flavoured products formulated using ingredients such as whole spices and herbs. Well, despite a record number of distilleries opening in the UK, one Kentucky-based distiller is hoping to crack the British market. Joining me now is Steve Beam. He's president of Limestone Branch Distillery. Steve, good evening to you.
Good evening.
And you are distantly related to Jim Beam, aren't you?
I am, yes. We all go back to the original Beam who came to Kentucky in 1795.
Now, the brand here is Yellowstone. It's a very old brand, but yours is a relatively new company, isn't it?
Yes, I founded Limestone Branch in 2011, and it was always one of our goals to bring back one of the old family brands. And Yellowstone had been founded in 1872.
Ah, so, I mean, you're using actually the original recipe that was originally launched as well.
We were very fortunate that I had my grandfather's notes, and so we were able to use his recipe. We were able to scrape a yeast jug, and we used the original yeast as well.
Wow. So, I mean, because craft distilling is obviously flavour of the month, but provenance like that, you just can't buy that, can you, really?
We're very fortunate to have that at our disposal.
So what's been driving the boom in craft distilling? I mean, we've talked about it a lot in the UK, but it's massive in America as well, isn't it?
It is, and the cocktail market with the shows like Mad Men that really propelled it, and the younger demographic, we're seeing more women drink whiskey as well. So it's a great time to be in the whiskey business, bourbon in particular.
And how important is it for you to have Kentucky on the label?
Well, Kentucky was the home of bourbon. That is where it was founded, and it's kind of the gold standard for bourbon. So I think it's very important.
Right. And what's attracted you to the UK market?
It has a thriving cocktail scene. It's one of the top in the world, and so if we're going to compete, I'd like to be here as well.
So, but you're launching in other European territories as well. It's not just in the UK.
Yes, we are in several other areas as well.
It's quite pricey, though. You're selling, I think, about £49 a bottle. This is not a sort of cheap, knock it back in an evening sort of product, is it?
No, it's not. We're a boutique distillery. We make a very high quality product, and it's just something to savor and enjoy.
You only make one barrel.
Yes, we make one barrel a day.
So are you competing with other brands within the bourbon category, or do you see your competition as broader than that?
Well, obviously the competition is all whiskeys, but I think it's more in the bourbon category. And I think as more people drink bourbon and whiskey, the whole category expands. And
what about the big boys of the sector, the likes of Jack Daniels and so forth? How are they responding to the competitive threat of the craft distillers?
Right now, no one has enough volume to really make a threat. I know several of the smaller craft distilleries have been absorbed into larger companies, and that will probably continue as things move along.
But, I mean, that creates a sort of a conundrum for consumers, doesn't it? If they think that they're buying a niche craft product and then it turns out that it's just been bought by a big spirits company, it kind of takes the edge off it, doesn't it?
It does, but it also depends on the company, because some companies, I have friends who are part of much larger companies, and they are given free rein to do pretty much what they want. So they allow us to be creative, which is very good.
All right, Steve Beam, great to see you. Thanks for joining me. And that's it from me. There's lots more on the business sector.